the game.
Yeah.
We looked $1 million.
Greenwood starting as a frontline striker as well was really cool. I liked him in that position.
If you're a United fan, if you're a United fan going into Old Trafford and you think, what's the perfect day? It was just all of that, wasn't it? Pogba turns up, gets 4 assists. Bruno gets 3 goals. Greenwood scores. Rafa Varane, as I said, appearing in front of the Stretford end. It was brilliant to watch. And I'm glad that we saw Paul Pogba play like that, because I've been his biggest critic because I want him to do this all the time. Leroy loves him, and rightly so, because his talent is just outrageous. Consistency now. He set the bar. He set his own standard. More of the same. And I think United fans will just adore watching him play, because he's unplayable at times.
We had the same conversation last season when they won 6-2 at home. I had the same reaction from Man United fans when they won after this game. And it was outstanding. And against the Leeds side, where they're playing against a team very open. But look, it's super exciting that Pogba is behind Bruno Fernandes, because that partnership, which I thought would come to the fore last season, you can see there.
Yeah, I went early. Is that the assist of the season?
That is that's as good a ball as you'll see.
Incredible.
It's as good a ball as you'll see. You know, De Bruyne does that ball, and with the pace on it, Pogba's one of the few other people who can do it as well. That's a more simple ball, but still a great ball, because he doesn't have to check his run, does he? He decides to come inside. But look, it is exciting times for United, and I'm pleased that they're on the up. But I still think they've got plenty to do, and the reason why is because it's not always going to be like this. There's going to be teams that sit behind the ball, and that was their problem last season. That's why Paul Pogba is so important. He is the key, because if Bruno Fernandes is going to be further out the pitch, you need Paul Pogba there, just finding those passes. And that's the big challenge for Man United. And I know United fans having a go at me, but they are, and I know they'll be screaming at the telly, those signings they made, Varane and Sancho, was just catch-up. That was just catch-up to Man City. That was just catch-up to Chelsea, because they were ahead of you in terms of their squad. Now the manager has to get it right in terms of the rotation, because obviously Martial didn't take place. When Cavani comes back, he has to get that right. I'm not sure that he will week in, week out. That's a big challenge for them.
I was just going to go on from that, Don. The pressure may be more now on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because they have genuine world-class players, more world-class players available to him now. But
that comes with the territory, doesn't it? When you're Man United, I believe this is his 4th season in charge. He's now got to get over the line and win a trophy, because you buy Varane and you buy Sancho and you've got Pogba and you've got Bruno and you've got Cavani and Rashford, etc. You're now got to be competing and winning trophies. And I think if you sat down with Ollie and you asked him that, he'll go, yeah, that's what I need to do. You can't just keep going to finals and losing them. You can't keep just, we're going to get closer to Man City, we're going to get the top 4. That's not United. No. So I think United fans now, from what I've seen, especially on social media, they are buzzing for this season, because they genuinely think they've got a chance. Yeah, actually, I was looking at their fixture list. It's been a pretty kind start to the season for them, with Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham, Villa, before a really tough October. Everton, Leicester, Liverpool, Spurs, then Man City at the start of the next month, November. So they have to pick up points from these fixtures. Let's just switch it to Southampton now. Positive for them with James Ward-Prowse signing a new 5-year deal. Fantastic. Look, he's the poster boy there. When you go into the academy, which I have been, there's pictures of James Ward-Prowse all around the place. He epitomises everything about Southampton, coming through the ranks, and the way he's played, got in the England squad. And when he was linked with Aston Villa, I was really concerned, because I know Southampton move players on, but this one is a leader. I don't know what he's doing there. It's golf. It's golf. Okay, but he is an absolute leader, and he's just. You need some core of stability at your football club. If he goes, everything just falls apart. It would have been one of them, wouldn't it? Would have been one of them. If they sell him, you go, yeah, exactly. Here we go. You know,
the thing is, because when you look at Vestergaard, right, what they sold
15 million.
Right, where in world football can you get a player like him for well, you can, Southampton. But how do they go and replace him? And I'm not sure what the fee would have been for James Ward-Prowse, but if it was in the region of £25 million, again,
at least.
It's just the way they do things, though, isn't it, Southampton? They build players and they move on.
I don't think you can do that forever, Sims. No. I think there has to come a point, especially as Leroy said, when you go into Southampton, you see all those young pros all on the walls that have come through the academy. They're all at Liverpool as well. But then you start seeing James Ward-Prowse go. Because like me, at the start of the season, you think, Southampton were pretty decent at times last season.
Yeah.
I think in the first 4 or 5 games, we were sitting top, or certainly in the top 4. Then it obviously all fell away. And then they lose Vestergaard, they lose Danny Ings, they lose Bertrand. You think, what's happening there? And then you think, if they lose James Ward-Prowse, you just think, what chance has the manager got?
Yeah.
What chance has Ralph Hasenhüttl got of trying to build something? So the most important thing is stick him down on a brand new contract, which they've done, and then somehow try and improve. Because I think behind the scenes, there's a nucleus of a good squad there.
But Don, they do it. They've done it for the last 5 years. I was having this conversation. I think, my God, I've had this conversation about Southampton for the last 5 years. Not only about their players, but their managers as well. All those managers have been at the club have gone on to better things as well. It's a model that they've done for many years. It's a model that they trust. And if you're at a club where it works, why would you stop doing it? So you have to look at it from their perspective. This is what they do, and they trust it. If they were to stop doing it, if they was to stop moving on Vestergaard, stop moving on Bertrand and those players, there wouldn't be that pathway. This wouldn't have happened to Southampton. They wouldn't be where they are now. Yeah. So I know we'd be saying, oh, how can they do it? But they do it over and over again.
As a fan, you're always going to go, oh, can we get top 10?
Yeah.
But can we get 8? Can we get 7? But I don't think you can get there with that model.
No, but there will be a point where it comes to a shuddering halt. And that's where they've got to...
And they found one, by the way, in Adam Armstrong. What a finish that was last week.
It's good player, Don.
What a finish.
I mentioned him, so it said, look, in the Championship, people were talking about Ivan Toney, but this guy, when he was at Newcastle, by the way, a few years ago, I thought, why have they let him go? They let Toney go. Why have they let him go? Because he was quick, he's dynamic, and he's a really good finisher. So I think they've done really well getting him, and he showed it at the weekend.
So what is your score prediction for this one?
Well, I was at the game at Southampton last year when they were 2-0 up. Man United turned it around second half. I think it was 3-2. And I just felt as though when Ollie made all the subs and he looked at his bench and it was far too strong, I think exactly the same, but more of a heavy scoreline for Man U.
Okay.
I'm going to go 3-0 Man United.
I agree, Don. 3-0 Man United.
Oh.
Wow, they agreed.
OK, Southampton against Manchester United then, Leanne.
What do you think, George?
Team.
What do you think?
I know exactly what you think. We're going to see your predictions in a minute, but in terms of on the pitch, how impressed were you with United last week?
Oh, definitely. I think, it certainly caught me by surprise. Every single player, even McTominay and Fred, they were talking about them potentially being split up for that game, but everyone was on the counter-attack, on the front foot, and Bruno Fernandes, hat-trick in the first game, back at Old Trafford. Varane being announced. Lindelof even played well last week. And I say even, he even got an assist, didn't he? So, it's only one game. I sound like I'm getting carried away. I'll try and, calm down a little bit. But Southampton's not going to be an easy game. Going there, it's going to be a difficult game. You never know with Ward-Prowse, anything is possible. So I think we have to put the brakes on a little bit and just keep performing at a consistent level, because I think with Manchester United last year, we finished in second, and I was like, how? If you ask any Manchester United fan, at times we were criticising the team, and I'm thinking, we're in second place. So really, were we doing that badly? We don't know. But at the same time, I think what I want Manchester United to do this year is find the consistency and keep doing it. So I'm going to go for Man United win for that one, definitely.
Right, well, we've spoken about all 10 games, and now to finish the show, it is time for some predictions. This week, Leanne has stepped up to the plate, and it's time to put her on the spot to see what she thinks will happen in the Premier League this weekend. So we know you've gone for a Manchester United victory because you just told us they're 3-1 at St Mary's. Let's pick out a couple more of these. You've largely gone for home wins, apart from that Manchester United game, Leicester, Tottenham and Chelsea to all win away from home.
Yeah, I think with the Leicester and West Ham one, I kind of ummed and ahed about that one because I thought that game could actually be a potential draw. But I just think I can see Leicester getting that. And I think the Man City game, I think that they're just going to be too much for Norwich. So I think there'll be lots of goals, hopefully, again, like there was in the first days of the season last weekend. But the Palace-Brentford one, as you mentioned before, be interesting to see how Brentford do away from home this season. But I think, with these results, I'm quite happy with what I chose. I think they're pretty fair. What do you guys think?
Tim, do you disagree with any of them?
I can't disagree with any of them. I mean, Leanne's on the show for a reason because she knows her stuff. So, no, I can't. The only thing I'd look at, maybe Leeds. I think possibly if I